Hello, my name is April Hughes. I'm the Chief to Manatee County's Pretrial Services Unit.
And I'm Jennifer Berg. I'm the Probation Services Manager.
We want to welcome you to Manatee County's Probation Division. This is our Manatee County Probation Services lobby area where our defendants come in to sign in. They come up to the sign-in sheet, at which time our probation assistant will check them in and notify the officer that they are here to be seen.
Security training is a top priority in our office. Our office is equipped with panic buttons and everyone is trained on how and when to use them in the event of an emergency.
This is our lobby waiting area. This is one of our fire poles, and this is a map of our evacuation route.
This is our resource guide that we provide for clients to look at while they're sitting in the lobby. It provides information on programs that they can attend, classes that they need to attend. It has information regarding job searches, and it has information regarding driver's licenses. It's a continuous feed of approximately 18 minutes that runs throughout the day.
This is our drug testing lab for our defendants, and in order to go inside, we have to use our security badge to gain entrance. We then move the tab over to in use. Once inside, this is where we test for any drugs in defendant systems. We have our containers over there. We have our refrigerator where we store the urine samples, and we also have our labels and sign-in sheet.
Mr. Clark Kent,
Yes.
how you doing? My name is Officer Gallon. I'll be seeing you today.
How you doing, Mr. Gallon?
All the way down. The office is on your right.
This is another one of our fire poles and our emergency exit door leading to our stairs in case there's an emergency or fire. And this is another location for one of our fire extinguishers.
You can have a seat right here.
Okay.
Public safety is a critical component of our program, and our unit helps increase the likelihood that defendants will appear in court.
Mr. King, how you
We
doing?
inform the defendants of their court dates and utilize various methods to verify the defendants appear in court by checking their court dates for them, reminding them of the court dates, and on their check-in days, remind them of their court date times as well.
And your court date is still the same?
Yep.
And you have met with your attorney?
I have, yes, sir.
Okay, that's well.
We also verify they are following their conditions set forth by the judges.
And as a part of your special conditions, you have no drugs and no alcohol. So as a
And
part
in
of
doing so, we speak with the defendant, the victim. We also get notifications from our Falcon system of any new law violations. We conduct random drug testing. We have our SRT team who conducts field visits, DCF contacts, victim advocate contacts, partnershiping with local law enforcement who helps check on curfew violations, our electronic monitoring, and we attend the motion hearings on any failure to comply.
Okay, Mr. Kent, you look like you're in compliance with your conditions. You passed your breathalyzer test, so that's good right there. Mr. Kent, that wraps up our visit today.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in, and I will escort you out.
Okay, see you next week.
Thank you.
A person is court-ordered onto electronic monitoring by the judge at first appearance. Once they're ordered on, then one of our staff at the jail will get their information, their data information, and once we have that information, then we bring it back and we contact BI monitoring company, and we give them all their information. We give them the numbers on the code, numbers on each bracelet, so each bracelet is specifically for that individual. There is paperwork that needs to be signed. We have a checklist that each person goes through, each officer goes through to make sure everything is done. We have paperwork that it's their agreement form that the defendants sign. We also have a ankle bracelet release for their self-pay, and the defendant gets a copy of everything that they sign. Once they get all the paperwork signed, then we put the bracelet on, and then they're released from jail. They do have to come down here and report in if it's within the hours of office hours, and they report in here that day. If not, then it would be the following day. We have a website that we can check the defendants on. It's the BI Total Access website. We have their name, their information. We have a section that gives alerts, and if, say, they go out of range or they leave when they're not supposed to leave, we'll be alerted by the BI monitoring. We are alerted by emails, or we have an on-call phone if it's after hours, and we get text message and phone calls from BI monitoring. We are also able to do zones and schedules for them. If they're allowed out, we put their certain time that they're allowed out. If they have appointments, then we put those in. If they're on 24/7 lockdown, then they're not allowed to go anywhere unless it's an emergency, and then they would have to call. We also have a mapping with the GPS. This is the GPS one. We have mapping that we can actually track their mapping to see exactly where they are when their movement. We also have another one. It's called the Home Guard, and that's where we hook it up to the phone. We don't have one of those units here. We order those only when we need it, as those are county paid, and we don't have those as often. We also have the TAD, which is the alcohol monitoring bracelet. We also don't carry those only unless we need them, because those are far and few in between. This is the GPS, is the one that we have and we use the most. And this again is just another way to verify that the defendant is in compliance with one of their conditions.
Hi, I'm here to talk about our special response team. Our special response team is one of the few teams in the state with pretrial services that has partnered with local law enforcement agencies. Once a week, volunteer officers from the pretrial services department go out and conduct field visits with local law enforcement agencies on low to high risk defendants. The reason that we conduct these visits is to verify that the defendants are in compliance with court order conditions. Now, when conducting these field visits, there's a couple identifiers that a pretrial service officer has. First is the shirts, the embroidered badge on the shirt, which represents Manatee County Pretrial Services. And on the back, you have the probation officer logo. Secondly, we have our Teflon vest, which each officer will wear on a field visit. And third, if the pretrial service officer wants to, they can wear our labeled jackets, which are Manatee County probation officer on the back. Now, when going out with these agencies, a pretrial service officer is going to have some tools that they should possess out in the field. The first thing is our field visit log. On the field visit log, we're going to have the probation officer's initials, the probationer's name, and their address, also with the zip code, the case number and their charge, the reason for the visit, which could be a multitude of reasons. One could be a curfew check. Another could be that we want to verify that a defendant is in compliance with a no contact order. We could be collecting a urine sample, or we could be using our breathalyzer to see if there's any alcohol in the defendant's system. Now, in order to do so, what we're going to use to conduct a drug test is we're going to take a sample in this cup here. Once the cup is filled, then we are going to use our drug referral forms and labels to protect the chain of custody for each defendant. Once that sample is taken, we take the cup and we are going to place it into our bag, again, to protect the chain of custody, and that will be submitted into our drug lab. If the defendant is not home, we have these Manatee County door hangers. On the door hanger, we have if the defendant should contact their officer immediately or within the next 72 hours. And we show the defendant that if they don't do so, that it will result in a failure to comply with conditions. So to summarize, the special response team is going to go out into the field with local law enforcement and verify the court order conditions as to which the judge ordered.
Manatee County's pretrial service unit aspires to benefit the local criminal justice system and surrounding community by providing relief from unnecessary and expensive jail overcrowding as a reasonable alternative to pretrial detention for qualifying arrestees. We have an exemplary program such as our special response team, and we are one of the few pretrial service agencies in the state of Florida that conducts field visits. We also open on check-in days as early as 7:30 in the morning to assist our defendants in being able to continue working for their families. Manatee County's pretrial service unit has two primary goals, which are public safety and making sure our defendants arrive to court. The average time of supervision on our program is 90 days, with approximately 35% being misdemeanor and 65% being felony. We want to thank you, FCAC assessors, and we appreciate the opportunity to obtain our accreditation to first help protect the public by providing ethical and compassionate supervision by monitoring defendants under our charge. We strive to maintain our standards of excellence. Thank you.